Hey everybody, welcome to the Mark Parham podcast. You can find me on Spotify by just typing in Mark Parham podcast and I should pop up. So, I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of, hip hop music. And, I've been listening to hip hop music for decades, I would say. I mean, I grew up on hip hop music. And, I was looking at, a lot of different legends in hip hop, a lot of different, classic albums in hip hop, that were in the 90s and stuff like that. And, I know everybody talks about Tupac all the time, but I was looking at his, what do they call it, discography, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And one of the things I've noticed is that Tupac has a flawless discography. And what I mean by that is, I'm not talking about some of the albums that, were released and stuff later on after he passed away. But if you look at the albums that Tupac released, I mean the official albums, not any album that, some producer sat up and made a beat for, the lyrics or something that he did, years ago. But if you look at the albums that he's made while he was, living, his official albums, if you look at his first album all the way up until his last official album, and I think that was Machiavelli, the Machiavelli albums, 7 Day Theory, if I'm correct. If you look at all of those albums from, I would say maybe 91 all the way up until, like 1996, 1997, I guess. Tupac has basically all the albums are classic. And not too many artists, hip hop artists can say that. I mean, if you look at his first album, it was a classic. His second album was a classic. His third album was a classic. Like a lot of his albums are classic albums that have, stood the test of time. I mean, these are albums that are still talked about right now. And I mean, if you go online, people are still talking about Tupac and his music and his legacy. And the beautiful thing about, what's going on with these, podcasts is that you get to hear from some of the old producers of certain tracks and, how Tupac was in the studio. And so, it's just very amazing what's happening as far as, some of this information getting out. Because a lot of times, you would hear about these albums or you look at, the little booklet inside the albums and you would say, okay, well, this is produced by Daz or this is produced by this person or that person. But to hear the story behind how some of these tracks were created and to hear that Tupac was such an amazing, lyricist and just writer. I mean, there are stories where people would say how quick he was when it was time to come up with songs and ideas and things like that. And so, it makes sense of why he had so many unreleased tracks and stuff. And so, in my opinion, Tupac has, I would say, if you're going to say one of the best discographies in hip hop, or you could argue the best. I mean, it's however you feel, but you can't deny that the albums that he created were classic albums. I mean, while he was alive, and also if you look at those albums, if you listen to them, a lot of those albums, all the songs were good. Like, again, sometimes you'll have an artist where they'll create an album and, you say, well, it's 50-50. Some of the songs are bad. Some of the songs are good. But with Tupac, his official albums while he was alive, all of the songs, you can listen to the first track all the way to the last track and all the tracks were good. I mean, on his first album, all the tracks were good. His second album, his third album. I mean, look at Me Against the World. Every track is good. And so that's very rare. I mean, it's very rare because sometimes when you listen to certain albums, you'll say, okay, well, I like most of the albums, but, there was 3 tracks on this album that I didn't necessarily care for. With Tupac, all of the songs on all of his albums, his official albums, are great songs. I mean, you can put in Tupac albums, you can listen to them, you can put them, in your record player or CD player, and you don't even have to skip any songs. And I mean, that's very rare. And so, let me know your opinion in the comment section. Also, just let me know how you feel about Tupac. Is your favorite rapper. Do you, have the same opinion I have as far as, his official albums? Like, were they classics to you? I think all of them were classics. The albums that he made while he was alive are all classics, in my opinion. And all of the songs on all of those albums were amazing and you could almost say flawless. So let me know how you feel about Tupac in the comment section. Thank you.